Okay, another Wednesday, another pod as we wrap up the regular season here this week. We got the three amigos in studio, myself, Levi Fleer, Ty Frensnick, your three favorite guys, one old, two young. No Jack Agner this week. He is out on traveling for business, so we will miss him. Hopefully he has time to tune into Monday Night Football tonight as we record this big game for the Lions. We're probably not going to win, but I'm still excited to watch. And then after that, Ty, what did we get into else in this show?
We got into all the playoff situations, the big graphic.
I forgot about the graphic.
Yep, a lot going on with the graphic.
Yeah, a lot going on with the graphic. Yeah. Good way to put it.
So yeah, we'll try and talk you guys through that. And then we talked to Levi about his thoughts on his series he played in. And then we talked about some high school stuff, kind of just went on a tangent with that, stuff Tom relates to and doesn't.
Yeah, definitely did not relate
to
that
no,
well,
he
but
didn't.
I'm too old.
And then we talked about the comment of the week, of course.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then,
Kev Dog. Shout out Kev Dog.
Yep.
And shout out Dan. We did pay some homage to Dan Schultz, which you should stick around to the end of the episode for, because something, if you don't follow Kyle Schultz on Instagram, you might have missed it. He did repost it, but something quite funny and quite cool happened
really
to
cool stuff.
Daniel Schultz this
Stay
Friday.
tuned.
Funny's not the right word for that, but I just think a lot of stuff Dan does is funny.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
So, yeah, good episode. Stick around for it. This is the Pipe It Up podcast, and cue the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pipe It Up podcast, the official podcast of MLW Wiffle Ball. A lot to get to today as we enter the last week, the final week of the regular season in MLW. Another season almost in the books from a regular season perspective, but it should be a great postseason with a lot of drama with the new seeding and everything. I know we're all pretty excited. We think we're going to have Jimmy Norp on here in a few moments. I did not connect with him today, but yesterday he said he would be down to come on the show, recording a little bit early, sporting the Lions jersey as the Lions play Monday Night Football here in a few hours. But first things first, we wanted to get into what this series meant last week and how it affects the Eagles versus the Cobras coming out this Friday. I think that's what everyone wants to know is what are all the scenarios, what's happening. You may have saw it on Instagram. I think Ty has a graphic on his phone. You want to pull that up right now?
For sure.
So we can share it with everybody. But every scenario results in different seeding for different teams. I think for me, as a Mallard, there's two instances that results in my team getting the 1 seed versus us having the 2 seed. So Jorgie was right. We do have a bye regardless. But again, each series produces a different outcome. So I'll start with you all Gators fans. If the Eagles win this series, the Gators do get the 1 seed. If the Cobras win the series, then the Mallards get the 1 seed. Both the Gators and the Mallards have a 1 seed. For you video listeners and watchers, we will have this on screen so you can see it all. For you audio folks, I'll kind of try to talk you through it. So Gators and Mallards are going to be 1 versus 1 or 2. If the Eagles win the series, it's the Gators at 1. If the Cobras win the series, it's the Mallards at 1. Now, on the flip side at the bottom, the Cobras, the only scenario in which they can survive and escape missing the playoffs is if they sweep the Eagles. They must sweep or else they're going to end up being the 8th and last seed here. If they sweep the Eagles, they end up getting the 5 seed. And the kicker there is it results in the Eagles being eliminated and the Magic being eliminated. So that's the only scenario where the Eagles are eliminated here. If the Eagles just get a single win, then they're in, but the Cobras need a 3-0 sweep and they're in. The other interesting part here is that the Magic Nation, the only scenario where the Metro Magic make the playoffs is Cobras 2-1. So it's looking a bit grim for the Magic. With the results of last week's series, the DBacks and the Preds both clinched. The DBacks needed 1, and they got it. The DBacks' most probable outcome is that they're going to be the 3 seed. 3 out of the 4 series outcomes will be a DBacks 3 seed. The Preds will likely be a 6 seed, maybe a 5. So they're all safe. The Wildcats are safe unless the Cobras win 2 out of 3. If the Cobras win 2 out of 3, then the Wildcats get bumped down. And again, the Magic would make it. So the Magic and Cats are kind of the two on the fence there, with the Cobras needing to get exactly 2 out of 3. And if the Cobras 3-0, then the Eagles would miss. But it's looking quite grim for the Metro Magic and the Coastal Cobras as of right now, thanks to the 2-1 series outcome last week. Ty, I'll pass this over to you. I think it creates a lot of excitement for me. It's looking like we could have an Eagles Wildcats matchup on the table.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking like we could have a eventually, you could have a Cats versus Eagles semifinal game, which is great. The Gators could be playing a slew of teams who are good. Me and the Mallards will be awaiting one of these 4 squads in the bottom. But, I mean, what are your thoughts, Ty, on all this stuff? Being a Wildcat, I'm sure you're a little nervous at the possibility of being eliminated.
As a Wildcat, I'm just going to be positive here. I think we're in. Sorry, Cobra Nation. I just don't see them, getting 3 wins there. But
I think they need 2 to take you
getting
out.
2 wins. I don't see them getting 2 wins there, let alone, 3 wins. But again, we'll see. A lot of stuff could happen. That's for sure. But yeah, Metro Magic fans,
good luck.
Good luck to you guys.
This is why I texted Jack too.
Yeah. How's Jack feeling about this?
Not great.
No.
He told me that. He's like, yeah, man,
Yeah.
This isn't looking too great. But
No.
he's like, go Cobes. I could probably
Yeah.
pull up a screenshot and send it to PB. PB, if you text me a reminder, I can get you that screenshot of our text. But yeah, he's like, not looking great.
Yeah, no, Magic fans
It's
definitely.
never good to not control your own destiny, like the situation that you're in.
Yeah,
But it's better for you at least that there are more outcomes than not where
right.
you do make it. Whereas
Yeah.
if you're the Magic, it's like, dang, what are the odds the Cobras get exactly 2 wins here?
Yeah.
Or let alone win the series. And for the Eagles, it's just winning in. That's what I think makes it so grim for the Magic. I mean, Levi, if you disagree, let me know. But I think if the Eagles didn't need a win in this series, I'd like maybe the Cobras do steal a series here.
Yeah.
But the fact that the Eagles need to get 1 win, I feel like they're going to find a way to get
They'll
one.
get a win.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, if it was a series where it kind of ended up like the Preds Eagles last year and you saw Carson Jurgatis on the mound, I definitely think that the Cobras would have a lot better of a chance to get those 2 wins. But, they're definitely going to go to Dallas, and he's going to do his best to punch their ticket to the postseason. So I really don't see the Cobras stopping that force.
But what if the Eagles get 1 and then they take their foot off the gas? Let me see. Do you have that seating again?
Yeah. No, that's possible.
Who would the Eagles play if they only win exactly 1 game? Because the Eagles, I feel like being the better team, are kind of in control here of what they want to happen. If it's 2-1 Cobras, Ty's like, this is too confusing for me to follow.
I think they play,
Understandable. If the Eagles were to get just 1 win, they would be the 4 seed. In which case they would play the Pacific Predators.
Yeah, I was
Okay,
going to say
that's
they
what
would
I
play
thought.
us.
Mhm.
And
If they get 2 wins, if they beat the Cobras 2 out of 3, then they play the Western Wildcats.
and the Preds would play the Diamondbacks.
Correct.
And then that would be this.
And if the Eagles sweep, they get the Preds.
Yep.
So if the Eagles want the Preds rather than the Wildcats, they could just opt to get the for sure win and then take their foot off
They
the
could.
gas, which would save the Magic and take you guys out.
That would. Or if they want to play us, which is also possible. Because they did sweep us in regular season.
That's very
so-
true. Did the Eagles play the Preds this year? I don't remember.
yes,
Yeah,
we
they
beat them
did.
2-1.
You beat them 2-1. So that makes me think they're going to want the Cats.
Yeah.
So in that case, the only outcome where they can play the Cats is Eagles 2 out of 3.
Yep.
We'll see. But DBacks are going to be either a 3 or a 4 seed. Again, the Preds are going to be either a 6 or a 5 seed. The Cats, if they make it, will be a 5 or a 4. You get the Mallards and the Gators on top. And then the Cobras, if they make it, would be a 5. If they sweep, they would play the Wildcats. And if the Magic sneak in and the Cobras win 2 out of 3, then the Magic would play the Diamondbacks. They'd be a 6 seed playing the 3-seeded Diamondbacks. So, again, tough to digest if you're an audio listener. You're probably like, whoa, Tom, you are putting me all over the place here. I'm in a blender.
A lot going on.
It is on Instagram. There's a good voice crack. It is on Instagram. Some things never change, guys, no matter how old you get. MLW Wiffle Ball on Instagram, MLW_Wiffle. This graphic is posted so you can see it all for yourself. Take a few minutes with it, digest it. And if you are watching on YouTube, of course, we'll have PB leave it on screen here for a few minutes as we chat. But I'm intrigued. Again, so if we're if the Mallards are the 2 seed, we would get the winner of the 4 versus 5 matchup, which would be either Cats DBacks or Eagles DBacks. If we're a 1 seed, we would get either Eagles Preds winner or Cat. Or no, so we get the 3. No, I just said that backwards. Even I can't digest this.
See, dude.
If we're the 2 seed, we get the winner of the 3 versus 6 game, I think.
Which would, I think
Yeah.
it would-
Sounds right. Yeah.
So it'd be either Eagles Preds or DBacks Preds. If we're the 1 seed, we would get either Eagles Preds or Cats Cobes. So I would probably rather be the 1 seed there and have a chance at getting Cats versus Cobes, but that's only if the Cobras sweep, so it seems unlikely. Let me see. I'm gonna look at the graphic. What do I want to happen? I would love to probably play. This is a tough take for you, Levi. I think I'd pick the Preds out of these matchups I'm looking at.
I like that though, because Tom, I will say, I think in MLW the hardest thing to do is to beat a team twice.
That's true. That is true. And usually if you want someone and it works out, and then it bites you on the butt. Like that happened to us a couple years ago. I was like, well, if the D-backs and the Eagles had to play each other, I think the Eagles are a better team, but the D-backs match up better against the Eagles. So I was like, it'd be great if then the D-backs took out the Eagles and then we played the D-backs and it all like worked out for us how I wanted, and then it all just fell apart. So be careful what you wish for. I probably shouldn't be calling out the Preds as a team I want to play, but I felt like we just, outside of the game that we lost, I felt like we did kind of dominate that series against you guys in New York. Robles also pitched like incredibly well.
Yeah.
Which has been the case on all but one series this year so far. So it's been it's the tale of that's kind of how I feel about our postseason. I mean, I don't want to preview us too much. We'll save that for a different pod, but I definitely think that if Robles pitches as good as he can, even if our offense isn't the best, which it hasn't been the best all year, it's been okay at times. I think Trey and Preston we've done a good job of timely hitting this year. We've been rallying as a squad. But I think we're kind of going to ride and die on Jordan. It was nice to see Jorgie throw well. So now it's like, okay, I have some confidence in a guy. But if Jordan's not on, I think it will be tough for us to win a 3-game series.
Yeah. No, I
don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
What about you? Who would you want to play in the playoffs?
Well, as much as, first of all, I just want to make playoffs. Because
I know, but we're talking about if you make it.
Last year, the same thing, not choosing our own destiny and stuff. It's tough. I remember watching the Cobras play Mallards, and Mallards not getting that sweep and bumping us from playoffs. So it's not fun. But if the Cobras were to sweep the Eagles, I would love that. Playing Cobes, that'd be great.
For the record, I tried to sweep them.
No, I know you guys did. I remember Preston texted me. He was like, dude, we
blew it late.
He was apologizing to me, for that loss on the mound, but you guys did all you could do.
Levi, you clinched. Congratulations. Who would you like to face?
I would like to face the Cats. I mean, it'd be a really nice to have another matchup against them. Like I said, it's hard to beat a team twice, and I truly think that if we were to play the Cats again, we're definitely a different team from that Slate 2 matchup. So I think we'd put up a lot better of a fight, and it'd also be nice to play Ty. Whenever we get to play, it's fun.
It is,
and especially in the big stakes in the playoff format, that'd be awesome.
It's funny because historically, we think Preds Cats, the Preds dominated that for a while. But I think that was more so for some reason, Alec and Brennan just had this insane confidence facing Kyle when Kyle was the pitcher.
Yeah.
So now that there's different pitchers for the Wildcats, I feel like that narrative is kind of dead. I think the Preds Cats, the dominance heavily leaning towards the Preds is sort of over there. But we'll see.
Yeah, no, when we played Preds this year, Evan didn't even get to pitch.
No, so Steve.
I'd enjoy to play you guys again.
Yeah.
Yeah, see Porter on the mound.
Yeah.
Are we going to see postseason Porter?
Okay, he has high confidence in himself that
we
he
know
will
that.
be pitching.
You told the stories.
He will be pitching.
What's he say? I'm him?
Yeah, he says that, He claims he will be pitching at least one game, in the,
I think it all depends on what happens in game one. I think Ryan will definitely go in a game one, and if we lose a game one, I don't think Porter sees the mound.
See, he thinks that if you guys lose game one with Ryan, then Evan is pitching. That's what he thinks.
I would heavily disagree with that. Yeah. Ryan is he's a vet, and so he knows how to do vet things, and Porter is a rookie. He's great. He's had his moments, but I don't know if he's ready for a big time game, an elimination game like that.
Yeah.
But I do think that that's nice. And for us going in the postseason, we have to focus on getting that game one win so we can have, another game where if Evan pitches, he does well, that's good. If he doesn't, we got to go back to Ryan for game 3. So that's what I think that's probably going to be our mindset going into the playoffs this year's game one.
Yeah. No, it's definitely tough to have confidence in your rookie for playoff series, but it's also good that, Evan has that confidence. If that's the case, you got to go to him.
Yeah. And he's played in big games and tournaments, right?
Yeah.
It's a little different in MLW. Like, you feel the pressure for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see when that time comes what happens.
Yeah.
Let's talk about last week's series. We'll see if Jimmy joins us or not. But how are you feeling? I mean, the DBacks needed to beat you guys to solidify themselves a spot, or else they would have been, waiting on the results of this final series. So they did beat you in the series, but it was neck and neck the entire way, back and forth. Another wild Slate 4 series. How did it feel like a playoff series? That's the first thing I'll ask you.
I will say, yeah, the first game definitely had a little bit of a playoff type feel to it. But after we locked it up, we knew we got in. We wanted to win the series. We wanted to get a sweep because I believe that would have given us a opportunity to be a 1 or 2 seed with a sweep against them. But we were wanting one game. We got it. And then after that, it kind of felt like, all right, well, we don't want to make the same mistake we feel we've made against the Eagles last year when we showed them too much in a series that didn't matter. That ultimately came back in the World Series. And that's, what Dallas says is, we showed them too much. I know this has probably been talked about a little bit, but we didn't want that to happen again. We didn't want to go out there in a series that doesn't matter and go have Ryan throw through his whole arsenal trying to get a win, or have Evan, throw his whole arsenal. We wanted Evan to go out on the mound and try some new things out. Definitely he experimented with the riser a little bit more, but
yeah, I noticed the riser a lot more than usual.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely part of the ball too. It wasn't giving him enough screw for him to locate that little screw drop, but he definitely wanted going into the series to get used to a riser, and so he was trying new things out. But to answer your question, yeah, it did feel like a playoff series, but after that game 1, we kind of needed to realize that we didn't want to show too much. So after that game 2, that really proved if we were going to go for the sweep or if we were going to say, hey, we might see him in the playoffs again. We don't want to show him too much and just take what we got, take the series, take the playoff lock.
Okay.
Is that why you guys ended up pitching Justin?
Yeah, Ryan wanted to see what he had. Evan really didn't have it that day.
Mm-hmm.
He really wasn't his full self.
Yeah,
he didn't have the hunger. I'd say he kind of went out there and wanted to have fun and try new things out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I definitely think that Justin being on the mound was Cratch kind of saying, hey, giving you another opportunity, see what you got. You're new. We haven't seen him on the mound. And then he comes out and he looked very good, I will say. On the video, it's harder, because you don't get to see the full at bats, but he was working a lot of full counts and then losing some batters. But then he, through the inning, you could tell he was getting a feel for things. And then obviously ending that inning with an absolutely one of the most disgusting pitches of the year out of nowhere.
That did come out of nowhere.
That was the first time he threw it. And I mean, it was just filthy.
He definitely practiced that, no?
I don't know. And I don't
Or do you think he just asked someone,
baseball.
how do I throw the drop?
I don't know if you guys understand how hard it is to land like a spinning pitch like that, some super drop, and getting it first time throwing it is insane. That's why everybody was just so shocked about it.
Yeah, I don't think Jimmy would have pictured that in a million years. That's probably the last thing on his bingo card was Justin Ash throwing me a Dallas Allen level banana, whatever you want to call it, 12-6 spinner. That's probably the last thing Jim was thinking. And then to be strike 3 was just unreal. And that was actually a good way to end that series, to be honest. Losing 2 games sucks, but ending with kind of like a high note of like, whoa, that was sweet, and kind of get the confidence level up for all the guys really in the clubhouse, because we were, ultimately we're out there having fun. We had a playoff spot locked up, but it does sting to know that, we could have had a sweep and maybe have a 1 or 2 seed. But it was still fun to go out there and, let's play for the postseason.
Let's go back to the Ash thing. Did he say anything afterwards? Like, he's like, I just tried it? Or like, what did he say about the pitch? Because that's just hard to believe that was actually his first try throwing that to me.
I definitme think he's thrown it before, like in tournaments. I faced him in a couple tournaments
so he's pitched in
before.
tournaments.
I've never seen a pitch like ever.
Me and Brady Pearson were playing a tournament together, and we played Justin. He threw, but he didn't throw me that. So that was one thing. Like, I've never seen him throw it. I've seen him pitch before, never seen him throw it. And I'm sure he's probably thrown it before, but it definitely helps to have a baseball knowledge. And I think he just really just spun that as hard as he could and hoped for the best, and he got the best.
Yeah. There's a lot of interesting pitching decisions in this series. Even though it kind of worked out for him, I was a little surprised with how the D-backs managed, like Sully and Norp and those arms. What did you and Ryan think about that, or what was the chatter in the dugout when they were making those pitching changes in crucial moments throughout the series?
Yeah, that's what I was going to, this was going to be a question for Jimmy too, but in the second game, top of the fourth, 1 out, bases loaded, Sully just walked in a run. That was the turning point 100% because Jimmy himself as a manager said, I'm going to go in here, I'm going to finish this out, and he did, and they rode off that confidence for the rest of the series, especially in the hitting side. They were just putting together more at-bats. It was almost like a new team. They were brought back to life after that. And I was really surprised because, we were seeing Jimmy pretty well all day. We were putting balls in play against Jimmy all day. And then for him to come in there, 2 batters, 2 strikeouts, and you could just kind of feel the deflation as like, man, we just had bases loaded. We got to run in with 1 out. We should have had 1 or 2 more. And then they came right back, feeding off that momentum, putting great at-bats together, putting the ball in play. Ultimately, came down to a close play that we couldn't make. And it's how you lose ball games in MLW. It's making the close plays, making the plays that seem routine, I guess. The ground balls, it seems so easy in videos. Fielding a ground ball, throwing it to first might be one of the hardest things to do in wiffle ball. It takes a lot of skill, a lot of concentration, and honestly, just a lot of practice, honestly. So, couldn't make the plays. Brennan Russell and left, couldn't make that throw home, but just a lot of little things. But they rallied up and used that to their advantage, and that's ultimately the changing point in that series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's definitely Jim, doing vet things out there, having the confidence in himself to take Sully out, put him back in the mound, get out of that inning. A lot of momentum for the D-backs, good series win for them. Levi, there's a high chance, nothing's decided yet, high chance you guys play them again. If you do play them again in the playoffs, what's the strategy going to be there for the Preds?
What did you learn?
Well, we definitely learned a couple things that about the Diamondbacks and how they play. One of them is they are a momentum-fed team for sure. And so we noticed that if we let them stay in the game, they're going to stay in the game. And I think that the thing with if we play them again in the postseason is we have to get out to a lead and we got to shut them out. And don't let them think that they can get back in the game because all it takes is 1 or 2 hits from Saylor and Pishka and, Jim and everybody. They're getting hype. And so if we can keep them out of games and kind of make them feel like, all right, well, we're just going to focus on the next game and not this one, that's how we're going to beat them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we saw the ball pretty well off both guys, which was weird because, there wasn't any homers until that Drew Davis bomb. But we were seeing the ball well. A lot of us just missed it. Justin missed a couple. Mm-hmm. I missed one that got off the end of the bat. But it really came down to, the 2 aces going at it. And I think going into the series, we thought it was going to be Sullivan being that ace, but it ended up being Norp. So it kind of was like a little surprise when we got there, and it was like, all right, Norp's taking charge. But, Norp came down to having, like Ty said, he was a vet, and he knew how to get out of these situations. He's been in them before, and it's nothing new for him to, he's called Captain Clutch for a reason, so gets out of clutch moments.
It's called a lot of things. Yeah, I think I just I've talked about this before on the podcast, but I feel like I have a brand new perspective on the league, especially this year, being 1 year removed from going to all the series, now experiencing that again. So, I get, more and more, I guess the word is distant to, seeing every pitch, every play, knowing how a guy really looks on a given day versus how that came across on camera. And I just, this is a quote that Jimmy has used about himself being that guy. And I just didn't really think he was that guy anymore on the mound. And I don't think, I didn't know that he had that confidence in himself to put himself in the must get out situation.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't had the best control this year from what I see on camera. He's walked a lot more guys than he has in, the majority of his career. So for him to go out there with bases juiced, runners on when the game was on the line and to get those outs, I know he's a gamer just like I am, and I have no doubt in his mental integrity to go out there and to be solid mentally. But physically, I just didn't know he was capable of still going out there and making big pitches like that. So that surprised me. And it was impressive. I wish I could still do that. Maybe I could if I tried. But he did out there. He went out there and went for it, and it went well. And then the other thing I took from what you just said was Drew hitting the home run. There was, strangely, like no bombs in this series.
There wasn't.
Which was odd. I feel like some series we have 9, and other series we have 2, which is weird. What did there end up being? 2 in this one?
1 Drew.
Technically 3 if you want to count a little.
No, we're not counting the Little League.
I think we should count it. I think
That
we
was,
should
that
count
was
a
just
true-
for fun. Like, he's running everywhere.
Yeah, a
and
Little
the
League
game
home
down
run's
a
a Little
lot.
League home run.
Yeah,
It's not like an
Yeah.
inside the park home
With
run.
that Drew home run, I swear that's the first time I've ever seen him hit a pole side home run.
Yeah.
He goes
usually does go
oppo
oppo.
almost every time. Like, he never gets pole side bombs like
Yeah.
that.
And that one was
a
a
tank.
Bomb.
It was.
Sometimes, you look back on the video, you want to see really how far it looks on camera. That one was definitely one that was not justified on camera. That thing was just straight up and over. I mean, it had a lot of backspin on it. You could tell just off the bat, it was like, wow. A lot of the home runs on camera, they look far. It's like a lot of cratches, you don't do justice either.
Some
it's
of
like,
cratches go pretty far.
yeah. Some of them just in person, I'm sure if you've ever been to a series, if you're listening right now, you could tell like some of the home runs, they seem like they're bombs. Like you would go to a baseball game and see a pop up, and you're like, that looks far, but it's only a pop up.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of how it is. I feel like on camera, it's like that looks really far in person, but on camera, almost feels like just like a regular shot to center.
Yeah.
There's definitely different. Every home run is cut a little different in this league. Some of them are line drives, like the one that Ryan had in this series. Some of them are moon shots, but it's not easy to make contact in this league, let alone hit it over the fence. So you take them how they come.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say about Drew's home run was just the fact that where did the bat even land? I know Kyle showed a replay. I still couldn't really see it that great. And that's just true. He's polarizing, and he wonders why. Well, big bat flips.
Hey, yeah, I like it. I like it. I wanted his Cobra self to come back. Honestly, I didn't feel like he was the real Drew in the first series, and
that was only one game.
It was only one game. True.
Hey, I mean, there's some energy to the Preds. Like,
yeah.
You guys need that.
They've had the energy. It's new now. You got Drew, you got yourself, you got Porter. It's just a new bunch, and you got Warda and Russell still going out there.
Yeah.
I wonder how was Russell feeling about his playing time in this series? Was he getting antsy on the sidelines at all?
Yeah, I will say,
That's fine.
Russ.
I get antsy too, even though I know it's what's best for the team.
Russ's quote right now, like I don't know what it is, but he goes, "I see Jimmy." I think he's had one.
So he wanted him.
He wants Jimmy Norp, and I hope one day he gets his at bat against Jimmy Norp. But that's always what he tells Ryan. And sometimes Ryan, if he's in a good mood, will be like, "Yeah, fine, take an at bat." But if you catch him in a bad mood, it's not going to go well for Russ. But he's always saying, "I see Jimmy super well. This is the one guy in the league I see well." But so I was kind of surprised that he didn't get as many at bats off Jimmy as he did talking his talk. But maybe he'll get to walk his walk.
It's hard. I mean, even if you are not playing great, like I'm a great example to talk about this. Like I know what my stats are. I know it's been bad for 2 seasons. But I also know, like in my head, how I used to perform, as well as I know what it's like to be a competitor. So it's hard to stay sidelined, even though you're like, I kind of suck, but like you feel like you can do it. You want to go out there and try to help your team win. So it's in a game like wiffle ball where it's a backyard game. It's a fun game. I've compared it to dodgeball before. It's like you want to be out there playing. You don't want to be out there sidelined. It sucks.
Yeah,
it does.
So that's how I feel. I mean, you guys are young and talented. So what do you know?
Oh, thanks.
One day, maybe not, but one day you might run into this. I mean, how do you think you would handle it if you were a manager? Say you manage the Cats 7 years from now.
Yeah.
Because how old are you exactly right now?
I'm 17.
Okay, so 9 years from now, say you're the manager of the Cats. And there's a point in time when there's 4 guys on your roster that are more talented than you. What would you do?
I mean, I'd do the same thing you're doing. I mean, it's tough for yourself, but it's right call for the team if that's what you got to do. I'll be sitting on that bench. And it is tough, especially if you're sitting on the bench and you're watching your team in like a high-stress situation. You can't do anything. But again, you just got to trust your guys.
That is the worst. And I will say Ryan Cratch is very guilty of that. There was times last year, I know the one time that he had me stressing more than any game, any sporting event I've ever watched was the ALCS last year. I wasn't even supposed to
when
be
you
there.
balled out.
Yeah, I had to leave. I was supposed to leave like 30 minutes ago, and that last inning took so long because he was trying to shut out the game, and the Cobras, they almost made a comeback in that game too. And I remember I know we had another game, but I wanted to be there to see the celebration. And watching that was probably the most nerve-wracking. I can't even watch it. I was pacing back and forth. Like, you would think that I'm having a anxiety attack or something, which I probably was. But
did you make it to homecoming that night? I know I asked you that on a
I
previous
did.
podcast.
A little bit late though, but it was worth it.
Did you had a date to homecoming?
Yeah.
Were you like late to where you needed to be?
I was very late, so I don't even.
Did you make it up with your awesome dance moves?
I did. I did make it up on the dance floor. I will say.
Was she upset with you, or did she understand?
She was pretty upset.
Probably pretty upset.
But then I showed her the video.
Ball.
I showed her the video. She's like, "All right, that's fine."
Wow, so cool. It must be nice to hit home runs in meaningful series. I couldn't relate. Yeah, I feel like Levi, the Bats. You had a great World Series, had a great ALCS. I feel like you'd probably agree it hasn't been what you'd want it to be this season so far from power hitting perspective.
Mm-hmm.
What are your numbers right now, home run wise? Do you know?
One
bomb.
Got one.
Okay.
Definitely. It's been rough this year for sure. I will say,
league, man.
I will say the contact's been up. I'm glad about that. I wanted to limit strikeouts from last year, and not just be a strikeout or bomb guy. But I will say I didn't want to be a single or strikeout guy. But I will say they've been saving for something, so maybe here in the postseason.
When's homecoming? Or did it already happen?
Homecoming is it'll be
October 18th.
Yeah, it'll be October 18th.
You need to tell Kyle you're not playing your first playoff series until October 18th.
I will. I will right now.
All right. Bombs that day. Yeah. Gosh, I wish I had a homecoming. Maybe I'd play better too.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know if I do have I'm going to a wedding on the 11th of October.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should try to play that day.
That's basically
it's
the same
kind of
thing
the
as
equivalent.
Hoko. There you go.
It's the adult version.
Yeah.
I guess. It's not my wedding, but
a wedding,
I'm putting a suit on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's close enough,
go,
right?
Yeah.
Close enough. When's your homecoming? You going to homecoming?
October 18th.
Same as that
same
one?
Same as Levi.
Oh, wait, you're at the same high school now?
To the same school.
Okay, well, that's different this year. You can't put that one on.
Yeah.
Oh, he went to Brighton Hoko last year. That's
you did?
Right. That's the one I guess I forgot about that.
So the one you went to that day was Brighton High School?
No, it would have been my school.
Oh, okay.
That's why it was earlier than when theirs was.
Never
made
mind.
The switch.
Man.
Yep.
So you and Ty are burning down Brighton High together.
Yep. Basically,
making your mark.
Yep. Pretty much.
As juniors, right?
Seniors.
We're
seniors. Yep.
Senior Hoko.
Senior year.
This is a big deal.
Yeah.
It is. Yep.
You better get a tux.
Yeah.
Tux is for prom.
Yeah. Just gotta get a suit.
Just gotta get a suit. Are you guys gonna be in the same homecoming going together group or no? Are you guys friends at school?
Nope. Enemies.
We're friends. I'm not gonna lie, I don't see Levi at school ever. At all.
Ty's in all the smart classes.
That's so false. I'm not in any smart classes. I'm not in any smart classes.
Did you pick your locker still?
No, nobody uses lockers. We don't even use lockers.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you just carry your backpack around with you.
No one uses you have lockers?
Somewhere.
I don't know where your locker is?
I think I know where it is. I haven't opened it a single time, and I've been at the school for 4 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there not heavy textbooks anymore?
I mean, not that you have to keep with you, really.
What?
Yeah.
It's all on the Chromebook.
Basically.
I was always going. Does everybody have a Chromebook now?
They have Chromebook carts in each classroom, so it's
oh wow.
Yeah, they just keep them there.
That's new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Back in my day, we were carrying backpacks around, heavy backpacks, going to your locker. I'd usually go to my locker probably 3 times a day.
Yeah.
I'd say.
That's a lot of locker, man. I don't know.
I mean, going to your locker's fun. If you
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because we got to pick who your locker was next to.
Yeah.
It's I had a locker next to Kyle and
that's
all my friends.
Yeah.
It was fun.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know how it was for you guys, but we had, I think you picked in blocks of 8.
Mm-hmm.
And I think me and Kyle were in different blocks of 8, but we were right next to each other because you could pick where your locker was. So we had 15 boys just hanging out at the lockers in between classes. It was a great time.
There you go. Yeah. No, we had lockers at Scranton in middle school, 8th grade, but that was the last time I've used a locker.
That's nuts.
I think me and Levi actually had our lockers right next to each other.
We did have our lockers right next to each other.
Because friends Nick and Fleer.
Yep.
So we were pretty close.
I always had a locker pretty close to Noah Dabrico because I was COU and he's DAB. So he was the beginning of the D's. I was the end of the C's.
Yeah.
So we usually had like 5 or 6 people in between us, but close enough. But then
that's close.
senior year, I can't believe you didn't use a locker at all in high school.
Dude.
That's insane.
Not a single time. Oh.
That is nuts.
Yep.
What about, do you guys bring lunch to school or do you buy lunch?
So for the last 2 years, school lunch is like free. So like
That's also new.
yeah. But also that's like going away this month. Like starting October, no more free lunch.
Is that confirmed?
I think so.
Politicians taking away the free lunch?
It's kind of lame though because I haven't had a pack of lunch for the last 2 years.
Is the free lunch like still a good lunch?
I mean, yeah, it's the
a normal lunch.
Yeah.
So there's probably plenty of good options.
Yeah, no, it is. There's a lot to pick from, but
That's pretty sweet.
It is.
And now it's going away. Huh?
Now it's going away. Gotta start packing lunches, which I don't love. I don't like carrying food around with me in my backpack all
That's
day.
why you got to put it in your locker. That's what your locker's for. You put it in a lunch box with a little ice pack in there, and then you're good for lunch.
Yeah. Maybe I'll start doing that.
I think you're going to have to, unless you're buying lunch every day.
Not going to do that.
But it adds up.
It does. For sure.
But this is not just a you guys thing. This is no one uses
Nobody.
lockers?
No, I don't think there's a single person at the school who uses a locker.
Did you guys use them
What
at
is
CC?
wrong with this?
No, we didn't use them either.
Okay, so yeah, nobody uses lockers.
Well, they have to now, though, because the phones are banned there.
Yeah, I heard
banned?
phones are now gone.
Yeah,
You
banned.
can't use phones in school.
Yeah.
You can't. No, you can use them at Brighton. I mean, you have to like pouch them in some classes, but they don't like. You can still like have it with you the whole day.
Okay.
Like, you're
I've
saying,
heard
like-
pouching them is like
Yeah.
a big thing now.
For some classes.
Like when I went to high school, there were some teachers where, you couldn't touch your phone, but most teachers, like you could sit there and be discreet about it and
yeah.
text and stuff. But I've heard now at most schools, like it's no phones at all.
It's not like super strict, but like most classes you have to like pouch them, but they're not like, they have to be in there from bell to bell sort of thing. Like if you need them, you can use it or whatever. You just can't like sit there on your phone the whole time. It's like disrespectful.
Doom scroller. It is disrespectful. Honestly, I was a couple classes where the teachers weren't strict, and when I was a senior, I was definitely disrespectful in some classes. I was never very good at classroom learning. I mean, I could have been better if I tried more, but I was always more efficient at learning, just like on my own, like doing practice problems. I was doing so much math that, whatever. We're off topic. Comment of the week.
Comment,
pull that up.
Oh, yeah.
Pull that up. It appears that Jimmy Norp will not be joining us.
Oh, unfortunate.
Pat, cue the sad sound effect. Maybe he's tied up at work or something. We do have to get Jimmy on, though, because I want to hear about his trip to Barbados that he did to play cricket a few weeks ago, which is pretty interesting. So we will get Jimmy on.
Definitely.
Either in the postseason or the offseason. It might be an offseason conversation. But got the comment?
Yeah. Do you want to do the Levi's one first?
Yeah. Levi, you get the comment this week?
Levi,
I got a comment this week.
Levi got our comment this week.
Okay,
So let me
Levi.
pass the phone over.
Okay, yeah, toss the phone to Levi. Levi, give us a read. Nice catch.
Yeah.
Well done. These young guys are so athletic. All right, Levi, what do you got?
This comes from Still Running 31 from YouTube. Drew Davis bingo card. Getting way too hype over a walk. Throwing his bat into the trees. Diving uncontrollably in right field. Working on his pass blocking form in Game 3. Little League home run. Yep, that checks out.
I don't know if I saw the pass blocking. When was he doing that?
That
was that on video?
Yeah, scaling.
Was it?
Late in Game 3.
Yeah. He's always doing.
He's always
doing a
football.
lot,
He's going go routes, pass blocking. Put him in any position.
True. He's just going to hurt himself. He plays so many sports. He's so aggressive. Puts his body on the line. I feel like he's going to... I mean, he has hurt himself at the Meadows, not severely, but, he's bruised himself up pretty bad and things. I'm just... Drew, you got to take care of yourself. As a friend, I'm telling you, take care of your body. You only get one. You got to take care of that sucker.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not wrong. We're getting old. You can't just dive around like you're a 12-year-old kid anymore. We're all into our 20s. Not you guys, but Drew's in my class of players. Drew's probably 24, I'd say.
Sounds right, yeah.
Yeah, you got to take care of yourself, man.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not doing that.
No, not at all.
No.
I think he plays club baseball still, too.
Yeah, he does at EMU.
Yeah, nuts.
And beach volleyball. Can't forget about that.
Oh,
beach volleyball?
Beach volleyball.
Beach volleyball.
That's where it's at.
How do you do that in Michigan?
At a beach.
Okay, but I meant like for a college when we're not in school during the summer.
Probably got sand somewhere,
Maybe it'd just be cold, wet, damp sand.
I don't know.
I think
indoor beach volleyball.
Can you do that?
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
you can
not
do
really
that.
beach volleyball.
No, but you just get sand inside. You like make a beach inside. Indoor beach volleyball.
You guys are crazy. I don't know.
It's a thing. Okay. Anyways,
Okay.
enough talking about beach volleyball.
I haven't talked about beach volleyball enough. I was just getting started.
Oh, were you? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll save that for another episode then.
Sure.
All right. Levi, who said? Oh, actually, I have it. Hold on.
What else you got in that phone of yours, Ty?
No, I gotta, say thank you.
It's actually so perfect that you have the phone because you're younger and I always have my computer in front of me.
Mhm.
You just got everything on the phone.
Yeah.
My phone's also recording us.
Yeah, it is.
So.
I'm not using my phone.
Yeah.
Just for pipe it up.
Just for pipe it up. And maybe you're scrolling TikTok.
We're not
or
scrolling.
Snapchat. You Snapchat texting over there?
No.
Okay.
Anyways, thank you. Still running 31 for the comment. That's what I was checking.
Okay.
Got to make sure I get the name right.
Good
Anyways, job. we have another comment. We have 2 comment of the weeks. This one's more of like going off of last week's comment of the week.
It's a bonus comment of the week.
It's a bonus comment. Kev Dog's back.
Yes.
Kev Dog is back. He's on Spotify commenting again.
Oh, Kev Dog, my guy.
Yep, Tom, he's back. So I'm going to read you his comment.
Okay.
Kev Dog says, guys, thank you for this comment of the week. I've just enjoyed watching you, Tom, in 2022 and 2023. I know the Mallards are
good.
Yep. I know I know the Mallards are rivals to me as a fan, but I just enjoy watching you because of your chill and mature style of play. Something I need to work on. I'm from Kansas, but I've always dreamed of playing in MLW one day. Kev Dog, I hope you get there. I really do.
I think now we got to have comment of the week and then the Kev Dog of the week.
There we go.
Yeah.
We have more. He replied to that first comment a few more times.
What else did he say?
The second reply, or the first reply to that is, and by the way, I'll be completely honest, I can't comment with this name on YouTube at the moment, so that's why it's on Spotify.
Okay.
He's clearing it up. That's why it's on Spotify.
Maybe Kev Dog was already taken on YouTube.
It might have been.
Yeah.
But I love the Spotify comments, by the way, Kev Dog. So don't change.
Hey, less competition in the comment section on Spotify.
That's true.
Like
he is the only one.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah. All right, and then next reply is, by the way, again, Levi, that mustache is actually kind of gas. So
appreciate it, Kev Dog.
It's kind of gas, Levi.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
And
then one more. Trust me, I've been a fan of you, Tom. I'm not just playing chess.
Oh, so he's not playing
No,
chess.
he's a fan.
I still think he's playing some kind of chess.
He's a true fan, Kev Dog. Yeah.
He would only say that if he was playing chess.
I was going to say.
Denying the chess allegations.
I mean, I feel like no one was like not believing him, but
he's playing. Kev Dog's playing with his bishop.
I think I'm onto something here.
What do you want?
I think Kev Dog is trying to get Tommy to play himself against the Cobras.
Against the Cobras?
Isn't he a Cobra fan?
He's a Cobras and
Gators
fan,
Gators,
I think, right?
I don't remember.
Against the Gators.
You have to comment from last week still. It says that.
We'll find it. He was a fan of a lot of teams that weren't the Mallards, I think.
So you think that he is trying to instill confidence in me to potentially put myself in the lineup against a team that he actually roots for because he knows that I'm bad at wiffle ball?
I think I might be onto something.
He just said he's not playing chess. But maybe he is. How are we supposed to know?
I'm on to you, Kev Dog.
I've been on to Kev Dog since day one, which was last week.
Kev Dog is a DBacks and Gators fan, so that's what it is. DBacks
would actually make a lot more sense because those are big threats in the postseason.
Those are big threats.
Kev Dog.
He might.
Maybe Kev Dog is going to drive me into retirement playing these mental mind games back and forth in the Spotify comment section.
It's possible.
Who's to say, Kev Dog? If I get a pregame interview in the postseason, and Kyle's like, "What's your strategy today?" I'm like, "I don't know, man. I'm losing focus. Kev Dog's in my head. I don't know if I should play or if I should not play. Who knows?"
Man,
Kev Dog, we need more information on you.
He wouldn't wish that on you.
He lives in Kansas, he said?
Yeah, that's what he said.
So we know he's a Gators and DBacks fan who lives in Kansas. How old, we don't know.
That might be a little weird if we ask him that.
We probably shouldn't ask him, but maybe just an age range.
Yeah.
You know, are you a 18 to 25 guy? Are you a 25 plus guy? Or are you a younger than 18 guy?
That's good.
Is that fair to
That's
ask?
fair. Yeah.
Just, I want to know if I'm talking to someone who I can give life advice to, who's in middle school or high school still, or if they're my age and they're a peer of mine, or if they're older and maybe I should go to advice.
Yeah.
Go for advice.
That's fair.
Go to Kev Dog for advice. Yeah.
I bet you Kev Dog would have some good advice.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
Like what?
Well, I don't know. I'm not Kev Dog.
I'm always looking for advice. There's nothing better. You got to get good mentors in life. That's a good lesson to you two. You got to find good mentors. All right, boys. Well, no James, but Levi, you filled in like a champ and kind of talked about the series. It was a fun one. Again, I've had a lot of fun watching these few series. I was, again, to recap, I was surprised that Jimmy managed his bullpen and his own arm the way he did, but it was exciting. And I would love to play the D-backs in the playoffs. They're just fun to play against. I love competing against Jimmy.
It's a fun team.
I think I want to play against the D-backs because I know it's going to be fun, competitive series. I want to play against the Eagles at some point because I feel like they're the Goliath that we would need to get over to like win a championship.
That's how I feel about them. Like, I want to get my get back against that, sweeping us in the regular season.
Against
if
the,
we were
against the Eagles?
Yeah.
So you want the Eagles.
Mhm.
I want the Eagles.
You want the Cats.
You want the Cats.
Of course you want the Cats.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 original teams. They are both in the playoffs most likely, unless the Cats get slid out by a Cobras sweep, I think is the scenario they miss. Is that correct?
Cobras 2-1.
Cobras 2-1.
Yeah.
Oh, because the Magic squeak in.
Magic squeaking it.
I can kind of see the graphic in my head mentally,
Yeah.
but it is very confusing. I
It
need to
is.
study up this weekend so I
Mhm.
know what to look for. But, gentlemen, thank you for coming back to the studio.
Of course.
Filling in for Jack. Jack is traveling to... Where was he at for work? He said in the group chat where he was going. I forget.
Should I look?
Sure, you got your phone.
It's
Pull it
right
up.
here. We'll see where
Jack's
Jack's
out of
at.
town for now.
Yeah.
The last thing, for those of you that stuck around, last thing I want to talk about, and PB will get you this clip. Did you guys happen to see on Instagram the video of Dan Schultz catching the home run ball
Yes.
at the Tigers game? Tried to get Dan on for an emergency interview. Dan is actually in Baltimore for Monday Night Football tonight.
Wow.
So that's where he is. But Dan actually he wore a glove to the Tigers game. Respect. I used to always wear my glove when I was younger. A little younger than Daniel, but I don't judge. I respect a glove getter. Where's Jack?
He didn't say anything.
Didn't say.
No.
Okay. But he's traveling for work. Isn't that what he
Yeah.
said? Okay. So, anyways, Dan brought his glove to the Tigers game on Friday night of last week, and the Tigers were getting killed. The Tigers are a whole nother can of worms to open, but yeah, thumbs down. And Dan was in the first or second row in right center, and late in the game, the Braves, I forget who it was in the Braves, smoked one out there, and Dan kind of leaned over this guy next to him and caught it on the fly. And you can see in the clip, if PB throws it in, which PB definitely do it. If you don't have the clip, text me. But you can see Kyle and Mr. Schultz. Kyle like taps him on the back, and then Mr. Schultz puts his arms in the air. Which Mr. Schultz, if you're listening, not the best look to cheer for the opposition's home run, but I can understand being excited for your son that caught a home run ball, because I'd be excited if my son caught a home run ball, because that's cool. Getting a foul ball is cool, or getting one off the ground is cool, but like cleanly catching a bomb in the big leagues is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people get to experience that.
No.
I wanted to get Dan on for 2 minutes just to ask him about it. I'm sure he'd give us a funny take on it with his dialect. But according to Kyle, because I saw he kind of leaned over another guy, and then they chatted, and the guy kind of gave him a quick knuckle touch, and I was like, what was said there? Was the guy mad that Dan leaned over? And Kyle was like, nah, Dan just caught it and immediately turned and realized he was leaning, and he was like, sorry, man. The guy was like, you're good, dude. Nice catch. He was excited for Dan, which is what you should do.
Yeah.
I don't think the guy had his glove on, and Dan kind of the way the seats are angled back on that portion of the fence, Dan was closer to gameplay than he was. So that's how Dan got in front of him. But Dan, well done. Good catch. Nice job. You didn't have to move much. I also wanted to know at what point, we obviously all played baseball, Dan included, but it's been a few years.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know at what point was he I'm in great position to catch this. So I'm assuming when the ball goes up, you're that's kind of coming towards us. And then it starts to get closer. You're that might be really close to us. But I want to know at what point in time was he this is right to me. Because it was right to him. It was one seat over. It was right to Dan.
It's insane.
So, and I know Dan played outfield for the majority of his baseball career. So I'm curious as to at what point in time was he I got this. It's right to me. So that was cool. And everybody go DM and say, good job, Dan. Because that was a job well done. But this Friday, Dan and his Eagles are taking the field against the Cobras. Again, all the scenarios for this last regular season series is in the graphic on Instagram. We put it in this episode on YouTube. So study up, know what's coming. And then next week will be postseason series 1. I actually don't know if we're starting with the 3 versus 6 matchup or the 4 versus 5 yet. We know you won't be seeing the Mallards or the Gators. And I also think that before you see game 1 of the playoffs, you might be seeing a World Series announcement of sorts. So I feel comfortable saying that on this podcast at this point.
Yeah.
Based on the conversations that Kyle shared with us. We talked about that. So, gentlemen, pleasure as always.
Pleasure.
We will see you all next Wednesday to break down the playoffs.